If your toilet bowl is stopped up, I guarantee the most important person in your reality will be Roto-Rooter. Not Santa Claus, not your mother or father. It'll be Mr. Roto-Rooter Man. And until he comes, you'll be suffering. So, it's based on time, frequency, the environment, what we conditioned in the environment. There's multiple things we create. And everybody says, we create well, we do in some way. We don't create planet Earth. We don't create what the government's going to make us do. Because I don't think too many people agree with the people. Just like the lines for when they started releasing the marijuana 2 days ago. They were taking them in by buses and stuff. So yeah, people want it. I mean, some people say, well, it's no good. Yeah, some ignorant people will say marijuana is no good. Sorry, it's the only drug that is beneficial for the inside the body as well as outside the body. The oils and everything they make out of the oil from it now and things. It's beneficial. I'm not saying it's a cure for all things, which it's not, and it never will be. And for them to say opioids are no good and CBD oil is better is another ridiculous idea. It helps some people, but it won't help all people. No drug helps all people. So we need to start awakening why we're living life. Why are you here now? Why you listen to this show? Why do you do whatever you do on a daily basis? What is the motivation? A motivating speaker? Go out and do and be, and you'll get everything you want. What do you want right now? What don't you have that you want? $1 million, $10 million, $100 million? Sure, everybody wants that. But is it a reality? Are you willing to go out of the way to make it? And if you are, why? And if you had it, what would you do with it? I mean, we can go all through that, the other side of it. Rich people become richer because they become more ignorant. Sorry, I don't know every rich person on the planet, but I can tell you what Jesus said and what I know is for a fact. Rich people only care about making more money. Sure, that's where they have money. They don't give any away. But think about it. If you only spend the interest on your money, you get more money every year. And who benefits out of that? You and me? His children? Anybody? I live with a billionaire who lost half of his money during the crash. But he decides to give his 3 children each $25 million when they turn 25. All right? Why 25? Because he said hopefully they'll have their act together and they won't just waste it and blah, blah, blah. Well, no matter how old you are, if you know you're going to be getting money, you're not going to really push on anything else until you think you're going to get it or get it. You're not going to completely block it out and say that's not going to happen. Which you could. Somehow the money could disappear and you don't ever get it. But we put things on faith, belief, and programmed ideas of who and what we are. That's what life's all about. What do you learn? What do you understand about life every year? What did you learn in a year's time? What did you learn in 10 years' time? What did you learn in your lifetime? Well, some speaker said, if I go out and follow somebody else, I could get what he has. Well, that's called copycatting a person of power or money. Sure, you follow somebody that's constantly doing this with their money, and you start doing it. Yeah, it'll help you make money. What you want, you follow those people. That's a good idea. You want to live on planet Earth forever? Yeah, follow the people that live here and think it's an important place to be. But it is not. All right? You might not understand that yet. Hopefully you'll get a better understanding when I do say that. Because if you think heaven is much different than planet Earth, it is. In so many ways, which we have to talk about them. Because to know that when you die, you're going to go to heaven. And then what? What is your heaven? What is your programmed idea of what you think it's going to be? Now, I used to think about what life means. Now, as well, what does death mean to you? To you as a person, as a family member, or whatever you are, whatever you consider yourself to be, a religious fanatic, a religious person. a spiritual being, whatever the word is. What does death mean to you? I'll tell you. I challenge anybody out there, any part of this planet, to debate me on that, on death and life. But nobody talks about it. Not at any great level. Sure, you'll see something, well, you die, or they'll do this when you die. Like Buddhists do this. They have the Lamas chant for 40 days to help your soul get through. And I mean, you can believe all the ideas you hear. I know people say that they're going to change the world, that they're making different, they're holding back the energy, they're creating an energy. But look at the world. We are in the worst condition we have ever been in. Not the best, not a spiritual place, not even a religious place. We're in a sick place, a sick of programs, sick ideas that come out of a sick belief, sick faith, sick religion. Sorry, if a religion was good and right, people would be happy doing it and have a balanced life. Well, I'm a Catholic, I'm a Protestant, I'm this, and I got a balanced life. Do you? Do you eat toxic food daily? Do you breathe toxic air? What you don't see doesn't hurt you? Is that your philosophy? What you don't know is happening is you don't care about? All the children dying within an hour? How many children get raped in an hour around the planet and all these things? And you don't care? And you're a spiritual person? When people say they're spiritual and they turn around and say, well, that's their karma. They're ignorant. Sorry, I could think of a lot of words, but that's the simplest word I'm going to use. Ignorant to reality, ignorant to spirit, ignorant to truth. Now, you can put on Deepak Chopra right now, Eckhart Tolle, listen to what the Dalai Lama says online, what the Pope says online. Everything's beautiful. Everything's okay. Just give out love. Be the best you can. Oh, well, be in the now. Okay, you are in the present. You can't be anywhere else. You are what you are. Good, bad, or indifferent. So the idea of all this program talk of you becoming a better person. Who are they talking to? Sorry, my dog's going crazy. There's so many cars around my neighborhood. It's kind of noisy. I don't know. It's only Thanksgiving Eve. So, 7.4 billion people, how many of them agree with one idea? Name an idea, and then say 7.4 billion people, even 7 billion people, agree on that idea. And one of them is not thou shalt not kill, because half of the planet accept it, do it, and allow it. Okay, how many people disagree on an idea? There's many people, and when you know people personally that say, well, he's this to you or you're that, and they relate like the president, like he's your president. If you didn't vote for him, he's not your president. He's forced upon you. Big difference. What you believe is up to you, but it's usually created by somebody forcing viewpoints on you. So, what does death mean? The end of life. Life meaning what? Having a nice house and having food on the table, having a nice car. At some level. How old you are, what you look like. When you face death. Alright, here's something they don't talk about. You're driving along in your car, sitting back, and wow, what a nice day. I'm going to go to the beach and just sit at the beach for the day, get some sun, heal my body, heal my mind. The light changed, you start going through the light that just changed, and some car plows into the side of you. You're looking in the mirror for about 3 seconds before you die. You see yourself all scrunched up and bleeding all over. What's going through your mind? What do you got to think about? What do you want to think about? I'm sorry to get violent and crazy, but, it takes a lot to wake a person up, whether they ever do or not. And, I tried so many ways. If you tell jokes and make something light, they'll listen. But that still won't make them understand what you're trying to say. And when the person laughs, they're laughing. Spirit has nothing about laughing relates to spirit. Imagine a light going through the air, starts laughing. Ha ha ha! What was that? The light laughing. Sound. And you just hear the sound. Ha 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 ha. Well, what would that mean? Nothing, because it doesn't do it. So when we perceive like laughing is really important, it's important to a person's ego, mind-controlled ideas of being happy, laughing to release this great feeling of emotion. I stamp on your toe, you're releasing an incredible loud amount of emotion. And it's not happy, is it? But it also wakes you up to what you just did. Now, that's an actual occurrence that shows you did something wrong. But when you do things wrong and you don't get hit on the head because of it, do you realize it's wrong? So, between life and death, there's a big battle going on at every level. Understanding, acceptance, and how we're going to relate to it, and all those kind of situations. But what is death going to do for you? Anything? What is it really taking away from you? Everything. What's everything? All the solid, factual ideas that you have, meaning solid objects, semi-solid objects like love. And then what? What do you have? Anything? You got just as much as you did before you had all that. Soul. What you are. Who you are. What you will always be in all of God's lower worlds. I'll say it, but I'm not going into it. At one point, you let go of soul. But that's not for a long period of time from now for you or anybody. Because traveling spiritually is hard. Every step you take, the road gets harder. Put it this way. Responsibility comes with total freedom. And I say that over and over. Hopefully you'll hear it. Responsibility is what you have to be ingrained with when you get total freedom. Spirit doesn't grant freedom to a soul until it's responsible for what it does. Well, let Jack the Ripper go into a den of young women or something like that. No control. We don't allow it in the spiritual worlds. There's reasons for everything. Just because people don't want to know it, don't want to believe it, and then the excuse most people will give you, nobody knows. Nobody knows. Nobody knows anything. Well, pretty much about God, very few people have a clue about what God is. Mr. Walsh wrote How to Talk to God Talks to Him. I wrote him so many letters, and I still would love to have him anywhere or go wherever he is and debate him. People that say things that sound moving have no proof. Well, this started going right, or that changed. Things change. Jobs change. Your health changes. And sometimes not because of what you eat or did. But the government knows that as well, and they do feed your poisons, whatever they are. And you don't hear people talking about that. I mean, there's a new video, Above Majestic. He's going into all the UFO stuff and government stuff that's creating all this. Well, that's one level. We got the food level, the drug level, the family life level, and then we got the spiritual level, which nobody moves into. When you place attention on something, it keeps you there. So if your attention is on planet Earth